take a moment and look closely at these streets. According to archaeological records, this is how London really looked before 1666. Imagine a city built almost entirely of wood, crowded and chaotic, full of life but also full of danger. Back then, over 13,000 houses were packed tightly together in every corner, forming a giant tinderbox, just waiting for a spark. But fire wasn't the first threat the city faced. London had already been shaken by an invisible enemy, the Great Plague. Now, what if I told you that the 17th century paintings you've seen are not just still images? What if they are like frozen frames from a lost film? Today, we can bring them to life using AI. You'll see that the River Thames was never calm. It was crowded with ships carrying goods, people, and yes, sometimes even the dead. Sparks of fire would later sweep relentlessly through the city, destroying everything in their path. My AI team has recreated 21 different effects, from lighting to physical simulations, to show the Great Fire of London in 1666 in its full, devastating reality. Do you want to see history as it really was, or experience it through artificial intelligence? Come with me. Our journey through time begins now. Phase 1. The Height of Prosperity, Spring 1665. Stay close to me here on this wooden boat. Look ahead. Do you see the sails? We are floating on the busiest waterway in the world, right here in London, spring of 1665. The River Thames is more than just water. It is a lifeline for the city. Thousands of ships arrive from faraway colonies, bringing spices, silks, and endless wealth. The air is full of the calls of merchants along the docks, the creak of ropes, the laughter of sailors. This is the heartbeat of a rising British Empire. Step onto the shore with me. Look at the streets. They're impossibly narrow. The tall Tudor timber houses lean outward, their upper floors jutting out over the streets like wooden cliffs, turning the streets into tunnels of wood. Sunlight barely touches the ground, slipping through faint streaks onto the muddy cobblestones beneath our feet. Everything feels crowded, noisy, alive. Look toward the horizon. Do you see the enormous spires? That is St. Paul's Cathedral, the old Gothic masterpiece, standing proudly for more than 600 years. The dome we know today doesn't exist yet. London feels invincible, too large, too wealthy, too alive to ever fall. But look closer. Even in this moment of prosperity, something invisible and terrifying is already stirring in the dark corners of the alleys. Do you feel it? The chatter and laughter suddenly quiet. The air grows heavier. Phase 2. The Shadow of the Plague, Summer and Autumn 1665. The golden light of spring fades, replaced by the suffocating heat of summer 1665. The narrow streets we walked just weeks ago are empty now. The silent killer, the plague, moves door to door, claiming its victims one by one. What was once a vibrant city is becoming a city-sized grave. Walk carefully. Do not touch anything. The heat is stifling, thick with the stench of open sewers. Those crowded streets are now eerily quiet. Stop at a house. See the bright red cross painted on the door? The words beneath it read, "Lord, have mercy upon us." When these doors are nailed shut from the outside, it is no longer just a quarantine. It is a death sentence for those inside. Listen closely. There are no more merchant calls, no carts clattering over cobblestones, only the tapping of guard staffs and sometimes the muffled cries from shuttered windows. London is changing before our eyes. The city of wealth, power, and life is slowly being swallowed by fear, disease, and death. London, the powerful, thriving city we just admired, now shrinks under an invisible terror. From the morning mist, a shadow emerges. It is the plague doctor, wearing his long, pointed-beaked mask and dark, soulless lenses. The beak is stuffed with herbs meant to protect him from what people then called the miasma, the poisonous air they believed carried disease.
To the people of the 17th century, these doctors looked less like healers and more like angels of death. Week by week, the death toll climbs, from hundreds to thousands. You and I now stand in a city where death hangs in every breath, drifting through every wisp of mist. The River Thames still flows, but the ships no longer dock. The bustling, vibrant city of London has become a vast open-air tomb. Yet even in this agony, the story does not end. As London collapses under the weight of disease, carts creak beneath piles of the dead, and the air is thick with fear, a single spark ignites inside a bakery on Pudding Lane. That spark will change everything. I need to guide you out now because another fury is coming, redder, fiercer, and more merciless. It is about to consume what little remains of the city. Phase 3, the Purge of Fire. September 1666. Look toward Pudding Lane. From that single spark in Finer's Bakery, the sky over London has turned into a raging sea of fire. Can you hear the crackling of dry timber? After a long summer of drought, the narrow Tudor timber houses we admired earlier have become perfect kindling. The flames leap from roof to roof, racing along the streets. What was once a charming labyrinth of alleys has transformed into pathways guiding a monstrous inferno.
Look at St. Paul's Cathedral, the spiritual heart of the city. Its proud Gothic spires are melting. Streams of molten lead run from the rooftops, turning the streets below into rivers of scorching metal. Do not stand too close to the Thames. The heat here could singe your clothes. Look at the people fleeing. They pile whatever they can onto boats, desperate to escape the flames. In just 4 nights, centuries of wealth, power, and history, priceless libraries, fine homes, and towering monuments turn to ashes. But even in this horror, the fire is doing something cruelly necessary. It is cleansing the city, burning away the hidden remnants of the plague still lurking in the alleys. London is being erased, but in the same process, it is being purified. Look back at the city through the gray smoke. The London we knew is gone. Only piles of ash, crumbling walls, and blackened timbers remain. But do not turn away yet. Even in this devastation, something remarkable is about to happen. Phase 4, Rebirth, the vision of Christopher Wren. Look down at your feet. All that remains are charred timbers and broken stones. Entire neighborhoods have vanished. 87 churches lie in ruins. Hear the silence. This is no longer the deadly quiet of plague. It is the stillness of a blank page, waiting for someone to write the city's next chapter. And there, standing in the empty square, is Christopher Wren. Look into his eyes. While others see only loss and ruin, he sees opportunity. He envisions a city rising from the ashes, safer, grander, and destined to become a global superpower. The London we knew is gone, but a new London is beginning to take shape, one that will echo through history for centuries to come. After the fire and plague, Christopher Wren and the architects of his time made a bold decision. London would never burn like this again. Watch closely as our AI brings their vision to life. See it? The narrow, twisting alleys that once trapped fire and disease have been replaced by wide, orderly streets. Timber has been replaced by sturdy brick, straw by solid stone. London is shedding its old skin right before our eyes. The medieval city has disappeared, revealing the framework of a modern metropolis, safer, brighter, and far more magnificent. And now, behold the greatest symbol of this rebirth. Look up at the dome of the new St. Paul's Cathedral. Gone are the dark Gothic spires. In their place rises a magnificent dome, proud and radiant, reaching high into the London sky. Beneath it, we stand witness to one of humanity's greatest achievements, a monument to the power of resilience, vision, and sheer determination.
As ancient London fades, merging with the modern London, the skyscrapers rise around it, yet St. Paul's remains steadfast, a constant reminder that history is not just about suffering, but also the vision, courage, and fierce will to survive of those who came before us. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so we can explore more incredible historical moments together. I am Tanvir, and this was London 1665. See you in the next video.